Judith.
Hi.
You're right.
Hi.
I could not get the background to upload. I'm so sorry. I
No
tried.
worries. It's okay.
But I picked some blue and purple fun.
It looks beautiful.
Awesome.
I can email it to you if you want. I don't know if it.
I didn't have the upload option like I was having.
Yeah, remember we had that issue. I don't know why. Don't worry.
No worries. And sorry, I'm late. I got signed out of all of my stuff this morning, so fun time.
I was maybe she snoozed a little too much this morning.
I was like, I couldn't get into Google. It was like all those things happened. You know?
We're great. So everyone, welcome. This is Jenny from MagicSchool. She's an amazing educator, and you're going to learn so much from her. I am a super huge fan of Jenny. I met her in person a couple of times. So enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Okay, let's see. I'm sure you guys have had an amazing morning already. If you were at the keynote with Matt Miller, I'm going to share my screen here. Hold on. Can you see my Canva presentation?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then I'm going to look at the chat. I'm trying to get all these things up together. Awesome. Okay.
I'm here for you just in case you need anything, and I put the information about registering, the check-in code, and all that already.
Perfect. I'm going to do the other thing too. I'm going to do my little, hold on. Hold on, I'm going to try this one more time. I want to do the little person. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, now I can see my presentation and myself in the screen. That's so fun. So I do have a bit.ly link to the presentation if you want to pull it up, and I can drop it, or maybe Val, you could put it in the chat as well. It's a bit.ly, so I hope that works for you guys. I know sometimes it can be blocked, but it's just, it is case sensitive. So it's capital MS PD24. And that will give you access to the presentation. Awesome. And I want to pull up the chat here. Great. Thanks, Val. So as I was saying, if you attended Matt's keynote, I actually had the pleasure of listening to him just yesterday. I was in Northside ISD, and so he presented there twice, actually, to two different groups of their staff. And so I had the opportunity to attend his session. It's always so great. Love the just refreshing message that he has to share about AI usage and you know, just things as we're thinking about that, just so many good things to think about, and AI detectors and just good use cases and examples. So hopefully you were able to enjoy that. So I'm going to share with you about MagicSchool today. And if you have the presentation open, you can go back and refer to that later. There's a lot of information at the end. I'm just going to actually go in after a little bit and do like a live demo. And I would love some participation from you guys. If you have questions, please feel free to use the chat. I have that open as well so that I can see any questions you have, and would just love any interaction from you all, because I want to make this for you and, you know, make sure that you understand and get your questions answered. Excuse me. All right, so MagicSchool is the leading generative AI platform in education. And I gotta move myself over a little bit. We here at MagicSchool, I am an account executive, and I also support community. I initially started with MagicSchool in November of this past year. But previously, before that, I'm a 25-year educator. I taught 4th through 6th grade math and ELA for 10 years. I'm actually in Fort Worth, so I'm a little north of you guys. But I have lived in the DFW area. I'll scoot over so you can see my email. I've lived in the DFW area pretty much my whole life. And I taught and then also did curriculum and technology integration for 15 years. I always said I had the best job because just very similar to Val, I get to go in classrooms and help model lessons and work with teachers and students. And I just love that. I love bringing excitement and fun and engaging things and helping students make that learning and make it connect, to doing hands-on things or things with technology, and helping you all, helping teachers. Sometimes I know you don't have the time, you don't have the capacity sometimes to do these extra integrated things. And so being able to bring in like coding and, escape rooms and just those things that are going to make that learning stick and engaging activities. So that's what I always loved about my role. And I now get to do that with MagicSchool by bringing another piece of amazingness to the classroom. And with MagicSchool, it's just really been a joyful experience. So you can connect with me online. I am on all social platforms. Would love to, if you are on social media, share out something from today, from this session, or just anything that you've learned. Would love to see your learning shared online. And we will continue. What we're going to talk about today is just kind of the why, what, and how of MagicSchool, some best practices when using AI, which you've already probably heard some already today. And then how to use our tools. And then I want to give you some time to explore and just go in and learn on your own, and then have some share out time because I want to hear from you all as you're exploring and learning. All right, so why MagicSchool? I mean, you guys are the true heroes. You are the champions. You are doing the work. And right now, it's not easy. We have all this technology. We have all of these distractions for students. We have so many demands on you for, the paperwork, all the meetings and all the forms and everything you have to do. When I was in the classroom 15 years ago, it's so much more now. And we understand that. And teachers are overworked and burnt out. And we see people leaving the profession all the time. And what I've loved of my experience, even in the past few months, is sharing these tools with teachers. It's been a breath of fresh air. And teachers have said to me multiple times, oh my gosh, I can do this for another 5 years or for another 13 years because you truly love teaching, right? That's why you got into education. But being able to have some help and some support when some of these demands are so high on you is what MagicSchool can offer, and AI in general right now. So we want to save you time, and we have done studies, we've done surveys, and we have found that it is actually going to save you about 5 to 10 hours of time. And I know Matt Miller shares that, and he has a chart that he shares of how many hours you save a day, a week, and then how many hours of after school time that you can get back and spend time with your family. So just really being able to give that time back to you to do the things that you love, whether it's doing more schoolwork. It's also kind of ironic. It's like we save time, but then that's more time to do the stuff that we were supposed to be saving time on. But hopefully it's just giving you time back to do things, more hobbies, time with your family as well. And so we are fast growing. We have over 2.8 million users. And right now with back to school, we're seeing just an uptick and spike in our usage as people are sharing PDs online. I love just opening social media and seeing all the joy and excitement. So I'll move over so you guys can see. But with MagicSchool, it's easy to use, and you can get started right away. It's not a complicated process. You can just log in and get started. So I mentioned seeing things online and seeing the joy shared. We have a wall of love. It's actually linked in the presentation. So if you have the presentation open, you can click on that link, and it will I love starting my day here, or just like I mentioned, seeing things shared online is people using our tools, sharing how they're using it, seeing our shirts. We have a great message. Teachers are magic. I love, this is all I ever wear. At the airport yesterday, people were like, yes, you are. And I was like, huh? What? Oh yeah, we are magic. And so, just that message is truly powerful. But we have them on our website, and they're customized. So it says tech coaches, or teacher moms, or teacher dads, or science teachers. So you can actually get, a more personalized shirt as well. And so just love, seeing all of the things and good resources and ideas here on social. And again, just another share out of people that are training teachers or using this in their classroom with their students. So just fun to see the joy that's spreading with MagicSchool. So what is MagicSchool? So what we've done is we've taken generative AI and we have already created the prompting. So it's a really easy entry point for someone that might be afraid or like just not sure of how to use AI. So we've already thought of the things that you as educators would need to use AI for. And so we've already created these little generators, we call them, or prompts. And so you can go to any of those little tools and you can start engaging and creating. And what I love too is in every one of our tools, we have created an exemplar, which is just a really good use case example. So when you come to the platform, you go to a tool, you click the exemplar, you'll see, oh, that's how I would use that tool. So it already is setting you up for success. So we have over 70 different tools and they're all categorized over here. We'll go live here in just a second, but they're all in different categories. We have things for administrators, we have student support, we've got some special ed, some accommodations, some communication tools, question generators, just creating content. So we have all of these created for you. And then we have some other things on the side I'm going to share with you when we go into the platform. If you guys have any questions along the way, please drop those in the chat. I'm looking at that too, so I want to make sure that I answer things along the way any questions you have. How can MagicSchool help you? So kind of talked a little bit about some of those things, saving you time, helping you, reduce some of that workload, but creating content. So like, let's say you need a story about a volleyball player. I'm thinking volleyball because my daughter had her first high school game this morning and I'm missing it, but I'm going to go tomorrow. She has another scrimmage tomorrow. So like you just need a story created. You can't find one online. That's what you're specifically looking for. You need a rubric created. You need a choice board made. So this will help you make those things. Differentiation. We know we have students that are not just all on 6th grade level, right? They are maybe on 3rd grade. Maybe we have some on 8th grade. So in your classroom, you have learners of all different abilities. So being able to customize your content for different levels is going to just be such a time saver. I used to say that we have to create like an almost individual plan, right, for every student because they're on maybe different, 5 to 10 different levels in your classroom. So differentiation is huge. Also communication. I actually feel pretty confident in my communication skills, like especially written. Like I was an English major, and so I grammar, little things like that, I pick those things out. So communicating and writing thoughtful emails is something I feel confident in, but sometimes I throw mine into the rewriter or the email tool just to make it sound a little bit different or maybe word things. And we've been using those tools for years. I know Matt Miller addresses that too. Like we've been using Grammarly, we've been using spell check, we've been using WordTune. That's another one I love. Like we've been using these tools to help us, and that is powered by AI. So again, just tapping into those tools and using the communication tools that we have. And then, again, creating that original content like I mentioned. All right.
Clara,
Yeah.
si necesita usar el vacuum, aquí está en el lado. Sí, no sí, sí.
What did I miss?
I don't know if she needs to.
Lisa, ¿necesitas ayuda? Oh, she unmuted herself. I'm
Okay.
sorry again.
No worries. I was like, I don't know Spanish, Val. You'll have to help me. No habla español. Best practices for using AI. So these are just some things I want to name right now. AI is AI. It is not perfect. It is not the end all be all. And we make no claims of that as MagicSchool or as an individual. I will, stand to the end and say, you always have to check for biases, right? Like inaccuracy. It's AI. It's not us. And I'm not even perfect, right? We are human. We're imperfect. But so is the AI. So occasionally, it's going to give you an incorrect answer. We have to know that we have to check these things. We don't ever create something and then just be like, okay, it's great. We want to vet it and look over it and make sure. And we have to teach our students to do that too. Like that's why we don't go to Wikipedia as a resource, right? Like we have to teach them valuable sources, how to vet this information, and how to just check for accuracies and biases. So our platform, speaking of kind of like accuracy, is updated to 2023 data. So that's important to know that it's current. So we're getting there. We're supposed to be updating it to 2024 very soon. So you can get real current information on our platform. So that's very helpful. And also we use the 80-20 approach. We want you to get in there, create, but then you as the educator, put your own spin on it, put your personality, things like that. Like I said, we don't ever take it at face value. And your judgment matters. This is just a starting point. This is not the end. It's just like a lift, right? It's helping you get started and like get the creativity juices flowing. And then know the limits, like I mentioned, ours is up to 2023 is the current date, but it will be moving to 2024 very soon. And then we do take privacy and student information very seriously. We do not ask for any personal information. And if personal information is inputted into our system, we could retract it if requested. And we don't use any of the data that's put into our system to train in any way. So just know that with MagicSchool, we have an extra layer. So just like if you were to use ChatGPT, there's no like safeguards there because you don't know what you're getting, you don't know where your data is going, but we do with MagicSchool. We have the extra layer there where we're keeping all of your information safe and we're not using it in any way. I just want to make sure that that is addressed. All right, so I would love for you guys to log in. You can sign in with Google right here or Microsoft. If you're on your computer, you can just go to open another tab and go to magicschool.ai and get signed into MagicSchool. I want to give you a few minutes to do that because I want you to explore the platform. That's going to be part of our time together, is being able to have you experience it, go in, try some things as I'm modeling that for you as well. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes. When you first sign in, is there anyone that I'd love to know in the chat, like you've never been to MagicSchool before ever, like this is your very first time? Maybe put like from a 1 to a 5.
It's my first time. I'm addicted to MagicSchool, Jenny.
I know.
I
am
addicted.
Yeah, is there anyone that's like a 1 to a 5 being like 1, this is your very first time, or 5, like you're an expert, you could do this training, right? So tell me in the chat, like if you're a 1 to a 5, 1 being like your very first time. Okay, I see a lot of 1s. I see some 3s, so that's kind of middle of the road. All right, keep those coming. I want to see that while I'm getting my other screen up here. Okay, 1s and 2s, good, good. Well, I have to update my profile. That's fun. When you first get signed in, you may get something like this, which is it's very important information because we want to know what you teach, what grade level, and what your role is, because we use that information to kind of like see who our users are and things like that. So don't skip that if you have a second to fill that out. What is your role? I think it asks you some questions when you first get in. I mean, my role was an instructional coach, but I'm just going to say other because right now I'm just kind of an other. I'm going to say professional level learning, and then pick your subject. I'm going to do all subjects, and then get started. And then I love too, I just talked about these things, best practices. So your students get messages like this too when they're using the platform. So we always remind you of these things, and then I acknowledge. Good. So, okay, so it looks like we've got a lot of beginners here. So this is great. Again, please put any questions that you have in the chat. Would love to know if you guys are good, you're kind of logged in, you're set. I'm going to go through and do a little quick demo and just kind of show you guys how to use the platform. All right. If you have questions along the way, like I mentioned, please put those in the chat so I can make sure to address those along the way. All right. Here we go. All right. So this is the dashboard. Look at those little purple flags you see there. Those say new next to them. That means that these are new tools. We just launched. I don't remember where I was last week. I think I was out of town somewhere just for like a day, and then I came back and I was like, what? We have all these new tools. So it's so exciting. We are creating new things all the time, and our company is growing. When I first started, I was the 7th employee, and now we have like 40. So we're continuing to grow and expand, and with that means more capacity to fine-tune things and create great things. So like I mentioned, it's just the beginning. We're going to keep on this great trajectory of amazingness. So we'll come to these in just a second. But I want to talk about some things on the left-hand side of the screen. So over here, you see Magic Tools, and then you see Raina. Raina is our standalone chatbot tool. So this would be like if you, kind of like I would compare it to ChatGPT and just kind of a basic AI coach. So Raina says, I am your instructional coach. I'm here to help you with any questions you have, and you can have this conversation. And she even comes with like some prompting here to say, hey, maybe you want to find some professionals that can speak in your class. Because it says, how can I find local professionals to speak in my class? That might not be what I was coming to look for, but hey, that's a great idea. So you also have a few other things. Every generation, we call them a generation, when you go in and create something, allows you to copy, export, or read aloud. We have read aloud. So if you're wanting it to be read aloud, if you're doing this full with your students and want something read aloud, or even if they are on the platform using it, it can be read aloud to them. So even our young students can use this. I'll go through a little bit more of the details here, but this is where I would just come into Raina and just say anything. Like if there's just something that you're thinking of, you want to put some data in a CSV file, you want her to kind of help you, understand something, you can just come here. This is, I would say, not advanced, but more like we have the other specific tools where you can go that are already prompted. This would just be like open-ended. So this is not giving you those already pre-made prompts. So you can just come in here and say, give me some ideas for teaching moon phases. And you could ask anything, like I said. And then you can be specific too. The more specific you are, and if you were to say include some technology resources or include, something specific, give me some station work, give me some paired activities. So then Raina is going to give you, she gave me 10 different things, the moon phase calendar. I always loved the Oreo cookie activity. Did anybody else love that one when you were a student? Because that's so fun. A moon phase simulation with a lamp. So all kinds of things here. So if I really liked one of these, I could say, oh, now expand on this and let's talk about this more. Give me some more detail. So this is just kind of a quick example of how I would use this. And notice that Raina is still helping me with this output. Can you suggest some hands-on activities? So then I can use the prompting that Raina is giving me to then create something else. So some hands-on might be, well, this wasn't even, this was just hands-on activities. It wasn't about the moon phases. So this was just a different other hands-on activities, but I do like hands-on activities. So then I could come back and say, give me hands-on activities about the moon phases, which I thought those first 10 were pretty good. They were all Oreos with a lamp. Those were all pretty hands-on. But you can see here, I'm having this conversation and you can expand on that however you wish. So that's just a way to use Raina, just whatever you're thinking. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but I'm going to keep going over here. You have your output history down underneath. If this was your first time to sign up, which it might be for many of you, there are some limitations. I'll kind of outline those. On the platform, all of the tools are free. So you can have access to all the tools. There are some premium aspects that require like an upgraded account. So what we do is we work with districts and schools, if they want to partner with us, but as an individual, most everything you can access on the free version. So your output history right now, mine's unlimited. And if this was the first time you signed in, you're going to get 14 days to have all the premium aspects, but then it will revert to a free account. And so your output history will change to like more limited. You'll only have your last 5 generations. So that changes a little on the free. I want to show this training tab down here. If you click on this training button, I think this is a great place for you guys to start as newbies. So if this is, again, our 1s and 2s, there are some certification courses here, and I'm sure Val's probably shared these, or will share these out maybe in a newsletter or something.
Yes, and we even have them on Mobile Mind for them to do it step by step. Remember, we added them to Mobile Mind.
Yes.
So they get a badge from us, and they get your certificate.
That's right. Yes. Very good. Very good. So the certification courses are a great place to go, because especially if you guys are new and you're still just trying to wrap your head around what is AI and how do I use this, there's some leveled courses. There's one about Adobe, because we recently partnered with Adobe for image generation. There are 2 courses about how to use it with students. And then we even have a student course where your kids can go through and participate in a course and get a certificate. So I always love sharing those. And I'm so glad you guys have those in Mobile Mind. That's awesome. And then we also have some resources here in the middle. There is a whole plethora of things that if you're doing a training eventually and you wanted to use something here, or there's some student one-pagers, there's some family resources, there's a student intro lesson if you're using it with your kids, all kinds of things here. So we have a lot of pre-made materials for you here. I wanted to also mention we have a YouTube channel, lots of great videos here that you can go and watch. We also have our Pioneer program that you can join, and then all of our pioneers that get accepted get one of these shirts, and then our Facebook group too that you can join. So I want to make sure that you guys see that. All right, I'm going to come back over here and come back to our main page here. And I do see a question in the chat. I think you guys are not at a premium level right now, but
we were for like a few months to test it out, and we're evaluating that, Mr. Rangel. I love MagicSchool. I'm a super duper fan, and we will try our best. But we're trying to talk. It's all about monies, so we'll try our best to get it.
But you guys do have the free version, and like I said, as we're going through it, I'll outline some of the things that change. There are some things at a district level, like they get reports and they can see a dashboard on, who's using it and things like that. So yes, there was a pilot going on for a little while, but yeah, the free is still great, and there are many benefits to being a partner. But just want to make sure that you guys can see how valuable this tool is for you. All right, so let's dive in. Up here at the top, hopefully you're kind of exploring with me too if you have another tab open by chance. They're all grouped into different categories. So this is planning over here. So things that help you as you're trying to plan, make a lesson plan, or a PD planner. If you, Val, are leading any PD, this is great.
Oh yeah, I checked that one out already. I'm like,
yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. If you're wanting to use it with your students and you're like, how would I even use this? You can come here and get some ideas and it will help you. If you're trying to do some group work or an SEL lesson or a syllabus, you want to create a syllabus for your class. So lots of ideas here. Content, on the content tab, gosh, you can make informational text. You can do a rubric, a math spiral review, decodable text. Then on the question tab, you can make a multiple choice assessment, just so many things. You can take a YouTube video link, put it in here, and it will give you questions based on that YouTube video. So talk about like time saving, right? Like you're like, we want my kids to watch this video and I really want to assess them on it, but trying to come up with those questions, you just pop that link in there and it will give you the questions. It will even summarize the video for you too on one of the other tools. Intellectual prep, so some different things here. Student support, we have tons. We just added 3 new tools here. We have a 504 plan generator, an advanced learning plan, helping draft an advanced learning plan for a student. And again, we don't ask for student information. These are just guidelines, and I'll show you when we get in here in a second. Communication, these are the communication tools like I mentioned, sending emails, rewriting your text. Proofreading, translation. We have over 70 different languages that your outputs can be translated into also. Community tools, these are just fun ones. There's some mixed ones in here. social media posts, this one is awesome. And I do our social media, so this one like was a game changer. If you are posting anything for your class and you like post it on social media, this one will actually create the content for each different platform. Like, it's so cool. A survey creator. Let's say you're having a back to school night and you want to send out a survey to your parents afterwards, or you want to create a little survey for your students. This will help you with that too. And we even have tools for administrators. So we're trying to create more and more of these as well. All right, let's go in and let's play with something. I am going to show you I'm going to show you a rubric generator. So if let's go back onto all. I can also use the little search button up here. And then I have a star next to each of the tools as well. So if you wanted to favorite some to keep them at the top, that will help you find them easily. So once I click into the tool, you're going to see that there are different fields for you to fill out. So this one is giving you grade level, what point scale do you want the rubric to be, and then what your standard is, and then we have a little paper clip. You can upload an image, a Word document, or a PDF to help you with any of your output creations. So I always like to click the exemplar up here at the top. Remember, I mentioned this is just a good example of how to use our tools. So it will load the fields already for you, and then it will help you see a good example. I do see a question about early childhood activities. Yes, all of our tools start at like probably like pre-K. So you can take any tool and you can choose the grade level. And then like we have like the decodable text, we have, vocabulary, we have all kinds of fun little lower creating stories. We have, when I show you some of the student tools, you can talk to a character in a book you're reading. You can talk to someone in history. There's like a rap battle. There's a joke generator. Like there's so many tools for our littles, all the way up to doing research and, really diving deep for our upper levels too. So on this rubric generator, this is a 5-point scale about an argumentative essay, and the students have to persuade a school board member to build a park in their neighborhood. So I've just filled out these fields very shortly, and then I'm just gonna click generate. So this was already done for me though, as an exemplar. So I just want to see what it looks like. So you can see how fast that is creating, and it is creating this rubric for me based on just that little brief information that I put in there. So as you look through this, if you're like, well, I really would like to change a few things, you have the option here to copy. So let's kind of point out here, if you're in the free version after your 14 days, you don't lose access to the platform. Like I mentioned, it just goes back to a free instead of an enterprise account. And so down here, some of these options will change for you, but you can still create. Copy is what's in the free version. But right now I can take this and I can export it out to Google Docs, or I can print it as a PDF. But if I want to edit it, and do some different things, I can actually send it to Google Docs, and then I can do some editing within there and change it up a little bit. So that's a rubric. Does anyone think they would ever use a rubric? Something like this? Would this be helpful to any of you? I'd love to know in the chat if this is something that you would use. It's a funny story. I was sitting at dinner with my daughter when I first started working here, and she was kind of asking me, what is MagicSchool, Mom, and how do you do it? What does it do? And so I was telling her about the rubric, and I was like, if you're in class and your teacher creates a rubric for you, well, she took her phone, she opened Canvas, she showed me a rubric that her teacher had made for her. Y'all, it was a MagicSchool rubric. You know how I know? Because when you export this out, let me show you. It has a little purple bar at the top. So I'm going to put this in Google Docs so you can see what it looks like. And it was a MagicSchool rubric, and I was like, oh, it's not doing it. Well, I don't know where the purple went, but when she showed me, I was like, Chloe, that's a MagicSchool rubric. Your teacher is using MagicSchool. So it was a fun connection for us at dinner. But yes, so see, this is where I can go in and make those changes and do those edits. So I just exported it out to Google Docs. Now I can go in. Remember, we're not going to just take it at face value and be like, we're done. We're going to go in and do that editing. But you can also come back here and say, please add technology to this. Like, what if I wanted a technology category, or let's say they had to do, something. So I'm adding, you know, some technology. I don't know that that would be relevant. Technology is just always on my brain, but we added a use of technology category. So you can always come back and tell it to redo it or what things you want it to change. And you know, can just have that conversation there. And remember, Raina is always with us, adding more suggestions down here at the bottom to challenge my thinking and help me continue to do that. All right, so I'm going to come back over here. I know you were asking about like some early younger student things. We have the image generation too. That's a really fun one. So with the image generation, you do have to sign in with your Adobe account. So Val, do you guys have an Adobe partnership? Let's see, I'm going to do a dog with purple hair. Let's say that kids are writing a story, or you're trying to do some creative writing and you want them to come up with an image. It's also fun to create the image and have the students reverse thinking to come up with the prompt. Oh, look how cute that is. So you're going to get 4 images, and then you can click on the one that you want, and then it will download, and then you can use that. So this is actually available in the student piece too, which I'm going to show you just briefly as well. But so fun, and I love getting more detailed with the prompt, and then like I said, having the students come up with how did you get that result. So really kind of challenging them to think backward on the prompting. So prompting is part of it too, coming up with the words that we use to get the result that we're trying to achieve. I wanted to come back and show you decodable text. So I don't know if this is something that you would use for early childhood. We have all of your different decodables here. So I could pick one of these, hit generate, and this is on the science of reading. It's going to give me some decodable text based on the SS. Sam sat on a mat. The sun is hot. Sid has a big sack. We could give me some more examples. Here are some more decodable text based on that pattern. Sis sat on the soft sand. The silly cat sat by the mat. So you get the idea. This is just, I'm continuing to do this. Can you suggest some activities to use with these texts? Like I'm just continuing this right here by clicking this. It's helping me think of, I could do a read aloud, a word hunt, illustration, sentence building, rhyming words, act it out. So all of this is just by using Raina right here that's helping me. Now this part here is a premium feature, so when you're in the free version, these probably will be grayed out. But you can always copy this, take it back over here to the main Raina chat and still continue that conversation there too. Or you can use the little bar down here and just continue your conversation. I want to show you this actions button down here. This is where we have translation. So if I click on that actions button and click translate, I can pick over 70 different languages that I could have this translated into, and then in seconds it will translate that output. Now remember, all of these can be copied and pasted somewhere else, or I can export it out to like Google Forms or Google Docs or Word or wherever I want to put it. So that's a fun one. All right, let's see. I also love I'm going to go into questions, and I'm going to create a multiple choice assessment. Like I'm not super fan of just multiple choice assessments because I really.
The left side.
Whatever side. I'll leave them.
Cindy, do you have a question?
Just make sure you get everything.
I'm going to just click the exemplar. This one is going to be a 7th grade assessment with 5 questions on the process of mitosis. So what it's going to do is you can also put in your standards. So you can put in TEKS. You can, copy, anything. You can just put in TEKS and it will address, like if you're doing a lesson plan, it will even address the specific TEK that you that it will pull from whatever content. So this one is a 5-question quiz with an answer key. And then all you have to do is click export to Google Forms. Now watch this. Click export, and it's going to put it right into Google. Oh man, See, maybe that's having a little problem right now. We'll try it one more time. And maybe last night there were some issues with Google. I couldn't even log into my Google stuff, and this morning. But if you put it in Google Forms, it will actually put all those questions right into a form with the answers already selected. So that is a huge time saver there. But we'll come back to that one. I do see a question about exporting to Canva. We don't have like a direct connection to Canva, but what I do is just do the copy and paste and put it in Canva. I'll do a lot of like, I did this where I came in here and I had it make a bunch of like motivational quotes. And then I went into Canva and I did use the bulk create. And I had it like put all those quotes on a different slide. And then I actually had them printed out as like just photos. And then I passed them out to teachers or kids or whatever. And just kind of a fun thing to do at the beginning of the year, Cindy. So it doesn't necessarily export to Canva, but you can copy and paste and move it over there. But I love a good Canva integration. All right. Are you guys in here exploring? I want to give you a little bit of time to kind of play and see some things that you would like to use. I want to go into student support too and kind of show you, like we have SEL lesson plans, we have IEP generator, the 504 plan. So again, I just want to kind of stress that it's not going to ask for specific student information. When I click on the exemplar, this one just says, I have a 9th grade student that fidgets with objects on the desk, unable to sit, for long periods, easily distracted. So I'm not putting any like personal names or anything. But when I hit generate, it's actually going to create a 504 draft plan for me with brackets for where to put the student name and how to monitor and different accommodations. So a lot of supports there are in place, but again, we don't ask for student information, but then you would take this and export it out and use it however you wanted, in Google or Microsoft. All right, let's see. I love the video questions. I use read aloud of chapter video, so I do not have to create questions of the books we're reading. Yes, that's perfect. So I'll show you on the YouTube. Let me go to all. YouTube video summarizer. So with this one, if you click the exemplar, and this is just a YouTube video link, we just paste it in here, and you can either have it do like a paragraph or whatever length you want. And then, I don't have a YouTube video.
Jenny, sorry, I was on the call. We do have a partnership with Adobe Express. So
Perfect.
Everybody in the district has access to Adobe Express.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. No worries. So you guys have Adobe. So with that image generation, you can, I'm getting a link. Hold on. This is one of my Gently videos. So in my former life, my best friend and I, we are really silly. So we are Jenny and Silly. And so I pasted one of our videos in here, and it just says, let's see what it says about us. Jenny and Sally Clark, EdTech consultants, Microsoft Teams. We wrote the playbook. So it's talking about the video that we made. It was actually on Canva, how to make a map in Canva. So I went and grabbed that link, put it in here, and then it summarized the video for me. You can, do that with any YouTube video. Length does matter, like not an hour-long video. But then I can even come in here and take that, let's go. I can paste that link here and get it to generate some questions for me. So let's see. Oh, look, it did. So it said, what is the main goal of Jenny and Celie in this video? Which app do you need to find on Canva to add a Google map? And what can viewers do with the interactive map added to the Canva design? So it went in the video, and it even timestamps where those answers are. So that's a really fun feature using the YouTube function. All right, what other things are you guys finding and exploring as you're having your time to explore? Thank you, Ira, for sharing that out. Anybody else have any good ones that you're playing with? I love the, I want to show you just the lesson plan for just a basic one too. I'm going to click the exemplar again. This is a 6th grade food webs and ecosystems lesson. And again, you could upload something here with the paperclip. Let's say you had something from the state, or you had a list of standards, or you had a lesson plan template, or you had something that you wanted to use. You can even put in, like I said, the specific standards, or you can be broad, and then you hit generate, and it's going to create a lesson plan based on just those very minimal statements that were put in there. So once it creates this lesson plan, then I can continue to differentiate it. I can continue to expand on it. I can get extra, resources. So that's the beauty of using that bar down at the bottom to continue this conversation. So awesome lesson plan that it's giving me. Gave me even some homework ideas, and look, it even addressed the specific standard. All I put in there was NGSS, and it pulled out that specific standard. And then I can even use the prompting that Rain is giving me here, or I can say differentiate for 3 different levels of learners. And then it's going to take that lesson plan and differentiate it for me. So then it's going to say certainly. So then it's going to give me a differentiated for struggling learners, on-level learners, or advanced learners. So then it took that and differentiated that entire lesson for me. So there's no limit to what you can do here. Just think, what is it that you're looking to do and what you need to achieve, and then you can come in here and to get it done. All right. Any other thoughts? What's some things that you're finding that you're liking? Does anybody else have a good tool that you have been exploring while we've been kind of browsing? I want to show you some of the a couple things that you can do with students. And also, when you're using it with students, just make sure that you know what the district's policy is and how you're doing that. And right now too, you could just do a whole group, just some fun activities and different ideas that you can do. When I click on this Magic Student button over here, this shows me all of the tools that are available for students to use AI. So we have Arena, which is, remember, just a standalone chatbot, and all of our tools are just made for coaching, assisting, just helping with tutoring, not like we're going to give you the answers to all of your homework. That's not in any way what these are meant for. Making it relevant, right? Like, how can I make my learning connect for my students so that they understand it better? How can I help them with research? How can I help them study better? How can we give them some translation tools? We even have a song generator. So I know I learned my math by rhythm and rhyme. Kids know every lyric to every song. Why are we not having songs created for the content that they're having to learn so that they can sing that little song in their head while they're taking their test or trying to learn? So we have all of these tools available for students to interact with AI in a safe way. So I love doing the chatbot, the character chatbot. So with the character chatbot, you can come in here and talk to anybody in history. You can talk to someone in a book you're reading. So I love, I was a reading major, but I was taught math too. So I taught math and reading. I want my kids to talk to Jonas from The Giver. I don't know if any of you have read The Giver, but it says, "Hi, I'm Jonas, the giver. In my community, everything is very controlled. We have no color, no emotion, and we follow strict rules." So he kind of talks about things, and then it says, "I'm here to help you learn and explore ideas. So what would you like to talk about?" So, kids can actually engage in conversation with the person in the book, the character that they were just learning about and reading about, but it makes it come to life. So instead of just reading it on paper, right, they're engaging in this conversation. So I can, for our younger students, remember I said we had that read aloud, so they can have it read aloud. And we even, behind me over here, ooh, it's over behind me, there is a microphone where they can even speak, and they can say what they want to the character. Let me see, I see some chat. Oh, I love Val creating the songs with Suno. It's so fun. That's a fun app smash for sure. The informational text to create passages about topics that I would like to expose my students, but we do not have it in our curriculum, and the AI is good to translate it to Spanish. Good. So yes, creating those additional informational texts, like you're looking for a text about a certain thing, create it here, and then yes, you can translate it. Perfect. So this is why is there no color? So I'm just asking, having this conversation with Jonas, there's no color because everything is designed to be the same. The leaders believe that having no color helps to keep things simple and safe. So again, I'm just having a conversation with the character from the book. But what a fun thing to bring this relevant and alive for students. So again, these are all of the student tools that they have access to. Tongue twisters. This was a new one that we just came up with. It's behind me. This one's fun. Language learning tutor. This one right here. You can have your students learn a language. It will help them learn, just basic words, common words. They can pick their ability and have this available to them. Rap battle, that's a fun one. You can see you can battle between two historical figures, expand on your idea. I will say the research assistant, we actually upgraded this one recently, and the links work really, really well. So I did this for my son. I had him, he was writing an essay on democracy. So I created a room for him, gave him some tools to use, and he was like, Mom, this was the best experience ever, because he just had more refined search parameters, and he was able to really get his research done in a better way. So this one is like 6th grade. They're trying to find the impact of food on you eat on your health. So this is what I'm studying, and I'm trying to find some information about it. So it's actually going to give me some information and some tips and some resources. So then I can say, give me specific websites to explore. Let's see what it does. So then it's going to give us some different websites to go to, different resources, and it's supposed to be giving me different links. I don't know what's happening right now, but there is one of the tools, maybe I'm in the wrong one, that will actually give you the specific links. But this is a great way for students to do their research as well. So let me show you real quick, and then I want to take some more questions too, because I know we're kind of wrapping up at the end. But I want to show you how, if you were to use this with your students, and it is available for you to use, it's free. Just make sure that if it's district supported and things like that. I don't want to ever encourage you to do something that the district's not on board with, but you can use all of these tools, just front facing as whole group as well. But if you were to make a room for students, we always have you as the educator create the room, and then that way you are in control of the tools that they're using, and you can see the interactions. So if I click launch to students over here on the left hand side, it's going to allow me to create a room, and I can give it a name, and I can also pick how many students I have, and then I can pick the tools that I want my students to use. So I can call this, I'm just going to call it Friday Fun, and then 6th grade, how many students, the max, and then I come in here and pick the tools. I'm going to give you a quiz me, I'm going to give you chat with docs, I'm going to give you a character chat bot, translation, song generator. So I pick and choose the tools that I want you to use. I can always give you more later, and then I hit next. And then this is really fun, because this is where you can customize before you give it to your students. So let's say on that character chatbot, I wanted you to talk to Abraham Lincoln. So I can name it, and then that way when you get the tool in your dashboard, you'll know who it is you're talking to. Oops. And then I can even hide it over here. See that little eyeball? If I unclick it or click on it, then this is what the students will see here. So all they have to do is click generate. But I've done the back end prompting over here on the left hand side before I give it to my kids. Then I'm going to hit next, and then this is what they're going to see, and all they have to do is hit generate, and then it's going to basically be Abraham Lincoln talking to them, and he's like, hello, I'm the 16th president of the United States. I was born in a log cabin in Kentucky. And so the kids can, again, have it read out loud. they can use their microphone, and they can engage in conversation with Abraham Lincoln like he's right here. And I'm like, okay, good, I'm done. That's what I want to do. So I can customize all of these. This chat with docs is new. This is where I can upload like a syllabus, or I could upload any, text that I have. I can put all that front loaded on the back end. And then when they get it here, they're going to already have that to work with. So I'm not going to do that one right now because I don't have anything handy, but that's a really good one as well. Then I hit launch room. And then what's going to happen is you as a student will get a code to join the room. And then this is how students will join. And then they have the tools to use however you see fit. You can keep that room open as long as you want. You can pause it, lock it. You can always add more tools later, but then they have those tools to use for whatever assignment that you have created for them. Oh, look, Val's in my room. Good job, Val. Very good student. So if you wanted to join the room right now, you could. So all you would do is go to scan that QR code, or you can go to student.magicschool.ai, and then you can put in that code. And that you also have the ability to give an actual URL to your students, and then they can join with the URL. So you have a few different options to join. And then you can see here, I have one student, I got 2 students, 3 students. So you can see here, and I can see the interactions that my students are having with those tools. So if I click here on Val's, you can see Val said to Abraham Lincoln, how did you start your political career? And this is the response that I'm covering up, what Abraham said back to him. So this is the conversation that I, as the teacher, can see. And if anyone was to do anything inappropriate, I have a moderation panel right here, and a flag would pop up. So I was doing this in Tennessee the other day, and I said, okay, I want somebody in here to call me a bad name or something. She did. She really said a bad word. Big bad word, and it popped up on here. And so when we read it out loud, I was like, okay, she did it. She knew the assignment. But this was only between me and the students. Like the other students don't see this. But this is great because as a teacher, I can say, hey, Val, we don't use language like that, or go over and have that correction time with the student. I can even pause the room, lock the room, remove the student from the room, but it's only between the teacher and the student. So no interaction between students, if that makes sense. But this is just great because you get to see all of that interaction. So Cindy is talking to Abraham Lincoln here too. And so she's engaging in conversation. So
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick, Jenny. We have 5 more minutes. I already put the session evaluation link. Go ahead and you can still use the 5 minutes as you wish. But for everyone in here, thank you for joining. You will have 10 minutes break after the 5 minutes are up. So at 10:30, you have 10:40 until your next session. Please give us some feedback. Jenny is amazing. Give her all the kudos, and we'll send you, Jenny, all the amazing information that we got from you. Thank you for your expertise. I really love how you presented, because I don't think I've ever seen you live as a presenter, or maybe I have. But this was an amazing session. I love Magic School, and I really love you, and I cherish all your knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Val. Thank you so much for having me. Awesome. Yeah, you guys are great, and I would love, so just to kind of wrap up the student side, this is how you make a room, how you give the tools to your students. But that, I know there's so many newbies on here today. So what I want to leave you with is just start basic, okay? Come here, go back to the tools, and I want you to just pick out a few that you think are going to help you, right? So as you start back next week, think, okay, I need help with 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 things I need help with. I need help with, maybe it's the YouTube, maybe it's creating some original text. Maybe it's you need a survey created, as you're doing some things as we're going back to school. Maybe you need some help with some lesson plans, making some assessments. Maybe you're trying to just come up with a fun icebreaker activities, right? You have new kids coming. What are some ways you're going to help them get to know each other? Think about the things that you're going to do next week and come in here and find a tool, just a few. Do not get overwhelmed, because I know that can happen, right? There's 70 tools that you can use. So I want you to just pick a few. I want you to try those, get really good at them, and then expand and choose more. All right. Star the ones that you like and that you're going to explore next week, and just start playing. You can't hurt anything. You can't mess anything up or break anything. Just get in there, play, and I guarantee it's going to like give you a whew, take some weight off your shoulders. Like, oh my gosh, I can do this. I can do that. So pick some things that you think you need help with. Pick some tools. Go in there and explore. When you're ready to do it with students, that's the next step. Just baby steps. And if you have questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to support. You have Val and his team. They are amazing. And Val is an expert. He can help you with all the things. So just appreciate you guys and thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day and continue learning all the amazing things.
Did you see my wall? All my certificates of like module 1, level 2, level 3, student level 1, level 2. Like, yeah, my wall is crazy with my traveling pictures and my MagicSchool.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome. And I want to come down. We're supposed to be coming down to Region 1 soon. So I'm going to be able to.
Yeah, let me know. Let's go have some coffee.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well,
Well,
and by the way, everyone, don't forget to check in. Jenny was so kind. She gave us some codes for some amazing prices. You will be able to use those codes if you're the winner of that code. You get up to $20 to get a MagicSchool shirt, and they're amazing, just like that one that says Teachers Are Magic. If you're an educator, if you're not a teacher necessarily, you can select different ones, librarians, principals. There's also hoodies. I love the hoodie. I got mine with a hoodie, and they're so nice and warm, even though for our heat here in South Texas. But you know, in the school, sometimes it gets really cold. So I love my MagicSchool hoodie as well. So don't forget to use the checking code Tech24 in the PD system. Again, Jenny, we love you. Like our instructional technology department is so happy to have you. Thank you so much. And you did amazing. Like I am a Jenny fan.
oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I'm a Val fan. I appreciate you guys and just can't wait to see all the great things that you're doing with MagicSchool. And yeah, just want to hear the feedback, share on social, connect with me, let me know how I can help and continue to support you. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to go ahead and end the session, Jenny. So
All
everybody
right.
can get up. All right.
Bye,
Bye.
Val. Thank you. See you later.